Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to Tomb Raider. We are in the middle of the boss fight, basically. So almost certainly going to end it today. Uh, so let's just continue. We are fighting both Storm Guard and Solari, it seems.
Oh, please! Sam! Hold on!
Sam is getting her soul destroyed, it seems like. And it seems like, for some reason or other, the storms keep helping me. See, it would be kind of funny if it turns out that she's like wearing something her father gave her that gives her magical, lucky protection. And so we're fighting these guys. And they're in a different style of dress than we've seen at all before. She seems very late in the game. Fighting yet another group of people. So these must be like elite Solari. They're all wearing armor. So headshots. There goes my AK-47. We're still trying to get... We don't need scrap, but we need bullets. Get these guys.
Weapons are useless!
So it's kind of silly you're sitting here picking up these bullets.
No! Matthias! Stop! Don't hurt her!
Not like that's gonna work. Perhaps you can hear my controller going crazy. So I see just a jump. That's really what we're doing? Okay. That was a little anti-dramatic. It's like the Storm Guard are trying to stop the ritual. Maybe they would have been nice all the time. So new boss fight. You can only hit him from behind. Get our shotgun nice and ready. There we go. One single incendiary shotgun shot to the back. You know, that didn't work. I can't see a thing. Don't kill me. Darn it. I don't want to lose to this guy. That would be kind of sucky. I cannot loot these dead bodies. I can't believe I missed that each time. I'm doing badly. Let's move over to this. No, I don't need to sound around for this guy. I think he sees me. And again, the question is, why is he saying the ritual in English? Another one. One more. So they are some kind of undead things. So the question is, will it be more shooting or more platforming? As we're trying to wrap up this game and combine the two very different elements. I think it would only be right if we had our explosive bow ready. Try to move on this way. Am I supposed to just jump? Nope. Go this way. This knife wearing shoes. Right trigger? Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. Quick time, Evan. What a way to end your game. Might as well just be a cutscene. Okay, so here we are. This is Tool Raider originally. Dual gun shooting. And for the first time in the series, in the reboot, she's shot them both at the same time. So the torch, the first thing you picked up, just magically defeats her? You'd think it would be more.
Sam. Oh, Sam. Thank God. Oh.
Or there should have been a story element explaining that fire could defeat her.
Company.
But that never came up.
You're safe now. It's okay. It's okay. You saved me. I knew you would. I made you a promise. Let's get you home.
Now there's a ray of sunlight shining on us magically. Maybe it was Hoshi the whole time. Maybe that wasn't Himiko. I guess that would then explain some of it. Why the storm kept helping me. It seemed like it, at least.
There's Laura. She's got Sam.
I can't believe that's actually true, or intended to be true.
She did it.
So, the guys to girls ratio here, one guy survived, all the girls survived.
I think she's going to be okay.
Pretty beaten up. Just look at the scars on her arm. Though.
It's over. We can go now.
All right, let's get the hell out of here.
I've been so blind, so naive. For years, I resented my father, doubted him like the rest. But he was right about so much. I just wish I could tell him that now. There are so many mysteries that I once dismissed as mere stories, but the line between our myths and truth is fragile and blurry. I need to find answers. I must understand.
Making me waffles before her ballet class.
Need anything? Don't really know what happened to you on that island. Judging from those wounds and that look in your eyes, I'm guessing I don't want to know. Anyway, we'll be home soon.
I'm not going home.
Where was that map pointing? Maybe it's gonna be where she's going in the sequel. If that's true, pretty much nobody is going to remember that scene. This is nice. Although, we hope you have enjoyed playing Tomb Raider. We worked our hardest to bring the best game we could possibly make. Thank you for taking the time to complete our game. It's a nice sentiment, but there's some major problems with this game. In that there's really two games that are merged together here. One that is a very light platformer puzzler, and one that is a run and gun shooter with not enough environments. And in some of that environments there was at least some obvious ambition to make an open world run and gun shooter versus a path driven run and gun shooter, and that had to get scaled back at points. But the most confusing part here, besides that picture, is what happened to the story. Something drastic had to have been changed in the story. It's just so chopped up, so out of order. It makes no sense at all. And on the point of the story, they just referenced her father. They said, I was with your father, I was a friend of your father's type stuff. We have no idea. As somebody who hasn't played any of the previous Tomb Raider games yet, I don't know who her father is. I don't know the backstory there. I don't know that apparently he was ridiculed for believing in a bunch of myths and saying they were true, and now it turns out they are true. At that very last scene, was it her going back to the island to find more evidence and collect things? I think in a way it may be actually exactly that's what it was intended, but it may also be that the story is going to continue from this point and she's going to go find the next tomb and the next artifact and find more things. Is Tomb Raider really about solving mysteries more than finding artifacts? I guess maybe that would be the best way to go with the story. But forgetting everything I've said up to this point though, the worst, absolutely worst part was just this weird hate for her. Somebody wasn't thinking, at the very least. If I give them the credit of the benefit of the doubt, somebody was not thinking about writing the story in such a fashion that she gets hurt so often and she is so scarred up and the scars are lovingly being animated. I mean, that's just nasty. I don't want any main character, regardless of anything, to be cut up and scarred this much after a game. That doesn't feel like, that feels not good. I know they're trying to make it seem like she's barely surviving and she's been through a lot, but you show that through story, which is what's missing from this game, not through having somebody get hurt a lot. Remember how we started this game? She just fell and stabbed herself with a rebar through the stomach for literally no reason. It doesn't have any effect on the game whatsoever. It's not until she falls about halfway through the game a second time does she stumble around for a very brief amount of time. And obviously that seems like those scenes at one point were going to be right next to each other, and then they got edited and moved around. But she's seen her two friends die who we had no relationship to because we didn't have any conversations or interactions with them at all. So that was an attempt to be nicer, but every single death scene, there's so many that we didn't see of her being brutally killed by mistakes and it being animated when it didn't need to. All the screen ever has to do is go black, say game over, say you died. Make it, all they have to do is make it apparent that what you did will get you killed again. That's all the death scene has to be. So if you jump in the water, you don't need to see the undercurrent sweeping you into the side of the rocks and you bashing your head open. It just says dangerous water, you died, don't swim in the water, don't try to swim in the water. Or something better written than that. Heck, I'm not a writer. Quick time event at the end was pointless. They could have saved themselves probably a week of work just making that a cutscene. It would have been fine. What else is there really to say? That the big thing that was the big deal for Tomb Raider was just how they were treating Lara Croft and being really beating her up a lot. And that really is the best story you can take out of this. The actual story is a mess. So we've talked about it, and my hopes are in the sequel, which is about to come out or may already be out by the time you're watching this, that they took my criticism and practically every other critic's criticism about not being kind enough to your character. You wouldn't really hurt Mario like this. Imagine a Mario game where in the very beginning he gets stabbed through the gut and then he gets shot in the arm, and by the end of the game he's just covered in scars. You would never do that in a Mario game. Would you do that in a Halo game? No, not really. So why would you do it in a Lara Croft Tomb Raider game? I don't know. There's no logic. Now the only first little trailer I've seen of Tomb Raider has them in a new location. Good. It says there's going to be a lot more tombs. It has platforming like we've seen here. Didn't see anything really that new. Maybe a section where you could raise and lower water levels. Okay. That'll probably come in handy if they get to use it a lot. And they're going to be fighting against some kind of mercenaries, so almost certainly going to be running and gunning, which you can't take that out of Tomb Raider because that was in the game, at least for points. Maybe for boss fights. Maybe hopefully they'll shift the scales over and focus more on the tomb raiding and less on the running and gunning, because she is iconic with her dual pistols shooting people. That was supposed to be the iconic ending there, but she really isn't iconic with an AK-47 or a shotgun or a bow. She may have never had a bow before this point. The only real problem with the trailer that I saw is they did have her in a car crash, and so she slides down the side of a mountain and falls down. But I'm not ready to throw the game under the bus because she falls down at the very beginning. That's fine. I don't know how the skill system would work at all. Wow, what is this? The list of Lara Croft fan pages or fan groups? Or, I don't know, maybe, seems like it. I wasn't paying attention to the credits. It's just, wow. This must be fan groups. It's like they're listing everybody who has ever done anything Tomb Raider at all. Also, thank you to the dedicated team of the official Tomb Raider forums. Wow, look at that. 1 administrator, 2 moderators. Lastly, thank you to the incredible community of passionate artists, authors, bloggers, cosplayers, and superfans who've tirelessly supported lore since 1996. Survivors were born. This is all the babies that were born. It seems like there was a lot of passionate fans of the Tomb Raider series. I'm obviously not one of those people. Just because I didn't ever play it before. And I'm not sure I, from this game, would become a just completely rabid fan of it. But I do want to see the sequel. I'm willing to give the sequel a try. It may be a whole lot of the same, but I hope it's not. I hope they don't come out with the sequel and it's just, oh, it requires even more powerful graphics, because that was a major problem even now, even 2 years later. Even now, 2 years later, it is still crashing my computer as I try to record and play, which is its own unique problem, because you basically need twice as much video cards as a normal player would. It looks good, and I'm glad that games can look good and don't just look terrible. Some games, depending on the art style, do look terrible in 2 years. Some look great 20 years later. Alright, congratulations, you've completed the story with an overall game completion of 99%. You may return to the island by collecting continue in order to finish any unfinished activities. Okay. So 99%. What was the 1%? Why is it not 100%? Overall game completion 99%. Explore the island using base camps to fast travel to find overworlds and complete any unfinished challenges. Okay. But the question is, what did I miss? This, 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 this. This is this, and this is 100. We never got that third skill point that you probably would have needed. What did I miss? This might be a bug. I hate to so quickly just say it's a bug, but you know, this might be a bug. Let's see. I have no idea. Let's look. When we look at the documents, 100%, 100%, 100%. Can it just not go up to 100%? Is that what it's telling us? Does the game just not want to say you've done all of it, so play it because there's something more you can do? Because we did everything. We absolutely did everything. Skills. We have done all the skills. We have done all the upgrades. And we just looked at all of those and all of those. So what is it? What is that 1%? It doesn't seem like there is one. Anything. Well, for the extras, for all we did, let's look through the art real quick. Here's Laura before and after. Here's Laura with her fire bow. Never really explained how those arrows stayed lit on fire. But here's Laura with her weapons. Maybe that green necklace, I don't think she was wearing that in the game, but that would be funny if that turns out to be the explanation of why she was getting help. Laura from each side. So that's Laura Croft, Samantha, two of those endurance officers. We never got her story. We never got his story. And the real question is, who is that blonde girl? She wasn't in the show at all. She literally wasn't in the game at all. I imagine she was replaced by the black lady. They said, well, there's too many white people here, even though one of them's Asian and one of them's Polynesian. There's a lot of people here on this boat that didn't show up. From this art, you get the impression that a bunch of people died on the Endurance. This is about the only place you get to see Himiko, and look at how many different styles of clothing they tried to put on her. They were probably going to animate her and put her in black robes the whole time. That's a little Assassin's Creed-ish. I mean, yeah, just look at all the different styles there. Were there that many styles of storm guards? Probably not. And I'm going in circles, I know. These guys, we didn't show up enough. Notice from the art, we haven't seen the Solari people yet. This is apparently what he was going to look like originally and what he looks like now. And then these guys that barely showed up, just little mini bosses. And then the Solari. Well, they were gonna go with the whole starvation thing going on for a while there. That's pretty nasty. Alright, so that's concept art. You have character models where I suppose you could click in and zoom out for whatever reason you would want to. Seems like they're just reusing the viewer that they had before. Here's ceremonial Samantha. Like, why did they have to dress her up ceremonial and then do the ceremony in English? Alright, so she is wearing that necklace. It looks like, at least. And then here's Laura, a beginning called Innocent Laura, which probably not the right term. And then here's Lara Croft for most of the game. And then here's Survivor Lara Croft, which apparently at some point she either completely bled through that spot or has something over it. And then credits, and then close, and achievements. Only 28 of 50. Possibly I missed 2 of them, but otherwise that's it. So that's real annoying that I'm at 99%. Maybe you can't do 100%. That's really annoying. Well, you've heard my wrap up. Let's start the benchmark. I never showed anybody this. I lose maybe 10% of a frame rate because I'm recording. But even after having to underclock my video card by 26% and setting it so that the fan is always running at 100%, I still get a pretty steady frame rate. Now, I record at 60 frames per second, but it's not going to show you 60 frames per second as the average frame rate, of course. I wish I had a couple more video cards on my computer and I could lock it at 60 and it never drop a frame. But as you get more things on the screen, which is what this benchmark is doing, it is spinning you around a circle, and for every section you see, it is increasing or decreasing the amount of different video effects that are programmed into DirectX and all that. So you can see here the benchmark doesn't tell you a lot. It doesn't really help you much, but for me, while recording, 29.1 is the minimum frame rate it went to, and 60.2 is the maximum. So it would be nice if the minimum was always 60 and then the maximum was always more than 60 or exactly 60 because it was just locked at 60. The average there is 48.6, which is pretty good. I don't think we were really suffering from having a low frame rate. I wouldn't come back and play Tomb Raider in like 2 more years or 4 years or even 10 years just because I bought a new computer and I said, well, now we'll have the real experience. Fortunately, that benchmark doesn't help you any, because you still have to understand what all of this stuff means. And if you don't understand what all of the advanced stuff over here means, it doesn't really help you. So I just use the NVIDIA experience, and then the NVIDIA experience puts it right back behind, puts it too high for recording and playing, because the NVIDIA experience doesn't have a setting that says, oh, only make it half as good as it actually could be because I'll be recording, or taking the fact that I'll be recording this. And this, in the middle of recording this, we did go to Windows 10, which I didn't really see a noticeable improvement there. Anyways, that's it for Tomb Raider. When Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider comes out, I'll eventually get around to playing it. I am going to be doing all the other Tomb Raider games that were up to this reboot, and that's going to be a very unique experience. I already have them, so I'll try to probably space it out. I doubt the game right after this is going to be Tomb Raider 1, the original, but it might be. Who knows? I have no idea what I'm going to start recording after this. Yeah, it's just to wrap up Tomb Raider, I say it's a average good game that had some major story problems. I have to justify it, don't I? It had some major story problems and writing problems and beating up on lore problems. I don't think there's anything else more to say, so what I will say is click on my name, Rydo. That's a great place to subscribe, because that's my main YouTube page. But also there is a playlist tab. Click on those playlists, check out the other games I've covered. I do a lot of videos. I release new videos every Monday through Friday for the series I'm doing. I have done a lot of series already. Go check them out, go watch them. I need as many views as I can possibly get. I need as many subscribers as I possibly can get. Also, it would be nice if you would support me, and on the right of my main YouTube page is a blue button that says support this channel. It's not a scam, it's not an ad. If you click it and make a donation, most of that money will come to me, and I can use it to get more games or get stuff like better equipment to just in general keep this going. I intend to keep doing this. This is my career of choice, and I work pretty hard at it, so I'd appreciate any amount of support. And the other way you can support me is you can like the video, you can share it with your friends, you can subscribe to my channel like I said, you can comment, that helps too, and you can watch every second of my videos, because that helps too. A lot of people don't know that. Also, following me on social media sites helps me let you know when new videos come out, and it helps me with those sites. A lot of the sites like to see when I have a lot of Facebook fans, when I have a lot of Twitter fans. I'm on Tumblr. I don't know if anybody really cares about how many reblogs I have on Tumblr, but I would still like to get a lot, and if that's the one you check daily, then I definitely am on there for that reason. I'm also on Google+. I'm also listed on Steam and Battle.net, so you can friend me there and help me with that. And I think that's all I'm on right now, but I may be on more by the time you read that. You see this. There's a bunch of links down below to all of those, so click on those links, follow, friend, subscribe, share, all of that. And that's Tomb Raider, and that's this series. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.